Yes, family, big up yourself, happy new day. I just wanted to make this quick video to make an appeal. My brethren Mage, his daughter died of a heart complication recently, the 28th of April, and we're trying to raise some funds for him so we can do the send-off and look after the family. It's a real tragic situation that he's been dealing with like a soldier. He's like the example of a strong father and a dedicated father, and I've taken a lot of inspiration from him, and he's been very supportive of things that I've been into. So please, listen, if you can find it in your heart to, donate and send the donation link around for the GoFundMe, I'm sure him and his whole family would appreciate it, and he'd be doing a good deed, innit? Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm gonna play his video so you can hear from his own words what's going on in his life. And yeah, if you lot just try and find the link for GoFundMe, or go hit him up on his page, Mage Viso, Magevizo, and yeah, man, any little that you can contribute will be much appreciated. Thank you so much, man, from the bottom of my heart, to anyone that even listens to this or sends this on, man. We got to stick together. Peace.
Yo, people. So basically, I was gonna put up a picture. You know what I'm saying? Because they say I was gonna put up sorry people, sorry about this, but I'm just gonna be very real in this video, yeah? I'm gonna be very real in this video. And I'm not one of them people, you see people put up videos, and they, you know what I mean, on the socials and shit, and they start crying, and you know what I mean, they start crying and they film their fucking self. Sorry, yeah, sorry for the swear, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not even gonna edit this one, nothing like that. But as everyone knows, I've got three daughters. You know, I've got a 12-year-old, I've got a 40 yet to soon to be 5-year-old, and I got a 1-year-old. And my 1-year-old, last year when she was 3 months old, we found out she had a condition called mitral valve stenosis, which is basically a condition of the heart where your valve is not working properly. So she had an operation, open heart surgery, in May of last year, and that one didn't go well, and then she had another one in August. And the second one was the first one was a melody valve, which is an animal valve they put in your heart. I mean, I'm not going to go too much into the condition. And the other one was in August, and she had a thing called a mechanical valve because the first one didn't work. So we got her back. I was in Great Ormond Street for about 8 months. You know what I'm saying? And it was a long haul. I didn't put up, I wasn't posting. If you didn't know me personally, or you weren't in my inner circle or so forth, you wouldn't have known what was going on. That's why sometimes I put pictures, and you've seen that she's got an NG tube, and people don't really put too much pictures, yeah. But anyway, don't want to ramble on too much. Just wanted to get this video out, and so people just, you know what I mean, I could tell everybody of what happened. So, you know what I mean, I love that. Her name is Naira, yeah. Her name was Naira, right? And unfortunately, 2 days ago, she's 15 months, she passed away. She passed away 2 days ago. And I tell you, I'm heartbroken, man. I'm heartbroken. Like I said, I don't come on social medias, and I don't do these things in it. But you know what? Like I said, I know a lot of people. In it. I know a lot of people, and I said, you know what? You've been a friend of mine. He told me, right, you've got to put something up in it. You got to let people know. You know what I mean? That way, you know what I mean? Because obviously I know there'll be the, I mean, in the comments and that, my condolences. That, you know what I mean? So sorry, if there's anything I can do. And as I said, I've been on the other side of that. You don't know what to say, innit? It's awkward, innit? Like, what do you say? Because there's nothing you can say that's going to bring back, you know what I mean? But I tell you, man, I'm heartbroken, man. I'm so sad, man. I'm so sad. But you know what? I've been pushing on with this music and that. I've been pushing back, you know what I mean? I've been making music again. I've been working. I've been finding the love for it. You know what I mean? The little few things I put up, I've been working in it. And as I said, when it happened, man, I just don't want to do it. I just want to give up and everything. I want to give up. I just want to. But you know what? I'm not gonna do that, man. I'm gonna carry on, man. I'm gonna carry on in her memory. But I'm telling you, man, I'm absolutely heartbroken, man. Like I said, I don't care how the video looks, but I just said, let me get it out. Let me let people know in it. You know what I'm saying? My daughter Naira, she's no longer with us. The 28th of April is gonna be a day that's gonna be in my heart, and it's gonna be there. So, like I said, I'm letting everyone know. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've just got, you know what I mean? Like I said, I've had people who, you know what I mean, love and care about me, who know about this, and you know what I mean, and you know who you are, you know what I'm saying? Who've come and they've given me they've given me the, you know, giving me their strength and giving me support. So yeah, I just thought I'd just come and tell people what's going on. As I said, I'm heartbroken, man, I tell you, man. But yeah.
What's the meaning of life? Is it in the Bible? Is it about thriving or survival? Should I eat idle or hunt with a rifle? Is life a cycle or a spiral? Should I believe in Metatron or Archangel Michael? Shiva the Baghdad leader of Jesus and his disciples. Is deciphering the meaning even vital? Is there an afterlife or is death final? Is it about charity in the face of calamity? Is my purpose to find...
Speak at yourselves. What's good? We're in the building. It's your boy Jedi. Yeah, I'm tracking the team. We're gonna do a set of interviews, conversations, and whatnot. Introduce you to some of the people that's on my radar, the people that I know, and people I've heard of, and whatever. And then we work from there and see where this thing goes. As usual, please subscribe, click the follow, like, comment, all that good stuff. Share it. You know what I mean? And help your boy on the algorithm. Today, I've got a good friend of mine, going by the name of Mage. What's good, broski?
Yeah, my bro.
Come on.
You know what I mean? I had to come through for my bro Jedi, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those that don't know Mage, we're going to go on a little journey with Mage and find out what's been going on with him and his history and background. So yeah, let's start at the beginning, broski. Yeah. What would you say is the beginning for you? What's vital? Like,
beginning for me...
Where'd you grow up? Where was you born?
So I was born in Barnet. But I've been raised up in northwest London. So yeah, I mean, the start for me, I mean, obviously initially lived on Church Road and then moved to Kilburn, grew up in Kilburn and moved to Wembley. So I've always been frequenting around the northwest area of London, you know what I mean, and that's been me.
What was it like? What was like growing up like for you?
Obviously, I'm an older guard, so to speak. So I mean, I've seen a lot of changes, but growing up was great for me. You know what I mean? My mum, you know what I mean, she did a lot for me. You know what I mean? I just had a normal childhood, really. As I said, I mean, you know, music was a good vice for me then. But yeah, man, like I said, I grew up like anybody else.
What, you grew up with your pops?
No, I didn't grow up with my pops. I grew up with my mum.
Where was pops?
Pops was in Birmingham. And it's a weird one as well, because as I said, I don't mind, you know, explaining my story. I never actually met my dad fully until 2017.
Wow.
So then it was like a whole side of my family that I didn't know about.
Wow.
Obviously, I rekindled with my pops and that.
Yeah.
That side of the family. Learned I had, you know, 2 brothers and a sister as well that I
Right.
never knew nothing about. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. That's what it was like on that journey. But I'm still finding out family members that I don't even know. You know what I mean?
And on your mum's side, you got siblings?
Yeah, I've got 2 sisters on my mum's side. Yeah, I mean, grew up with one of the other sister who's young. The next one down from me is 18 months younger than me. Okay. And then I've got a sister who's, I think she turned 29 the other day. So, yeah, man.
So you saying you close with your sisters?
Yeah, man. We're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Close was, even on my dad's side, as I said, meeting my other sister, which was kind of, you know what I mean, it was kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because imagine just learning about that and to know that there's people who knew your sister longer than you've known her, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, family's family, you know how it is. You know how it is.
What was your mum like?
My mum's just been the cornerstone, you know what I mean? Like I said, she's the actual example of what a mother's supposed to be, you know what I mean? Growing up, I remember when she did 2 jobs, day shift and night shift, and made sure me and my sister had every birthday, Christmases, and she'd make sure that we wanted for Natam. So my mum, she's, like I said, up to now, like I said, I can't, what's the word? I can't thank her enough for being such a great human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A great motherly figure, great example, hard working. Yeah, that's my mum, you know what I mean?
Yeah, big up the mumsies, man. Where's she from? What?
My mum, she's from Jamaica.
Yeah. And your dad too?
Yeah, my dad's from Jamaica as well. And it was funny because even because my mum came over here when she was 14. So like obviously my grandparents came on the Red Rush.
Yeah.
And my mum came when she was 14. And with my dad, like I said, finding out about my dad's side of the family, I just realised that he's a Maroon.
Okay.
So it made me kind of,
the Maroons.
yeah, I had to kind of like really delve deep into the Maroon, find out about Nanny Maroon, about the British, and when, you know, how the Maroons dealt with the British.
Yeah.
There's a part in Jamaica called Moortown where, you know what I mean, it's kind of like they govern their own area, Moortown. So yeah, man, it's been a good journey finding out about myself and my family and everything in that respect, on my dad's side as well.
The Maroons is a mad one. You know, Queen Africa. Yeah, she was saying some big talks about the Maroons recently, man. Akempong.
Yeah.
She was saying the Akempong ones did deals with the British against the other ones and this and that. So it seems like, because I've been hearing more and more about the Moorish thing.
So the Maroon.
Well, the Maroon,
the
Maroon citizenship, this and that. People going to different compounds. You know, I've seen a couple man go in. They got their papers and this and that, rare, and there's a lot more awareness about it. More history's coming out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, even in that, because obviously, initially, the Maroons are coming from Ghana. And I've got an auntie, and she's got a house up in Ghana, and I've been meaning to go to Ghana because realistically, I've only been in Africa once. Do you know what I mean? And the part I went was Morocco.
Morocco, yeah.
And it didn't.
Morocco.
Even though Morocco's in Africa, I didn't feel like I was in Africa. If that makes sense.
You wanna go into.
I wanna go to, you know what I mean, Gambia. I wanna go Ghana. I wanna go certain places. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. In that kind of sense, yeah, man.
Okay, so we're back. You're growing up. Like, what was school like for you?
School was good. You know what I mean? It's funny. Even that's the other day. You know what I mean? I met up with a few school friends, and that's over. I'm kind of thinking that's over 30 years of friendship. You know what I mean? So school was good. You know what I mean? I was a books man anyway. You know what I mean? I was kind of, like I said, I like to study and learn certain things. Although it's crazy because obviously with my kids and that, one of the things I'm realizing, I've never used Pythagoras theorem since leaving school. Certain things in school, so it's kind of like even my kind of view on even school
is a bit different.
It's a bit different now. You know what I mean? Because there's bare things you don't even use.
Yeah.
And I think if it was more geared to what you would use in later life, you know what I mean, learning about taxes, learning about finance, learning about certain other things.
Yeah, real life.
It would have versed you better on for life.
Much better.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think school teaches you to be a good employee. You know what I mean? As opposed to being an entrepreneur and that. So, but yeah, school was good for me though. Still.
Okay.
I can't.
So, what did you do? Did you do further education, college?
Yeah,
and
I went college, Richmond College, and it was I remember going to Richmond College them time. It's funny enough, there's fair people, you know what I mean, that have gone on to do great things from when I was in college. So I remember like Tom Hardy. Yeah. He used to be called Vizo. Back in the day, he used to rap. Yeah. And he weren't very good still. I'm gonna sorry, Tom. But it was crazy. Like I remember like one of my old college friends like, right, you know, Tom Hardy used to be Vizo, and I'm like, right, what, Bane from Batman? Yeah, that's man. Crazy. So you know what I mean? I've had a few people going to do things. Lonio, obviously, went to my college as well. Various other people that have gone on to do great things. Yeah, come from them side. But yeah, went to Richmond College. Yeah, it was a very good experience. Yeah. College.
And you ended at college, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't go into the uni thing?
No.
Why was that?
I think, you know what I mean, I think there's a certain level of, you know what I mean, with education, innit? Once you finish school, once you finish college, and you just want to go out and, you know, make your own money and so forth. So I think I'd kind of had enough of the educational system at that point in time. But on reflection, looking back, I wish I had. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay. So, You went to college, and then so where did music really
so
start
music
becoming a thing for you?
All right, I started rapping in '93, innit? Like putting certain timestamps on it.
Yeah.
But music, obviously, I was a vivid Wu-Tang fan. Yeah, it was
Wu-Tang for the kids.
Do you know what? I said I'd start rapping in '93, but my uncle, he used to do the like DJing, and he used to do the dancehall DJ.
Yeah.
And
right.
Yeah, from when I was about 6. And he used to do freestyling.
Yeah.
And I used to be amazed because in my head it's like you had to write down the things first before you're gonna say it. And he used to just head top. And that used to amaze me. So at 6, like I said, he made me write my first bar. Yeah, which was only 2 words. I think it was detonator, exterminator. I said that.
But you told me this before.
Yeah, and that was, to me, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? But he kind of gassed me to do it. Then moving on, I had a friend who I grew up with, my brother called Anthony, and he had a bar that he rapped this bar, and I was like, wow. I remember looking at it like, wow, how's he doing it? Like, because you know, before you're doing music, it's just a mad thing, like how people doing it. So he came with this bar, and I was like, wow, he's got bars and them things. I need to learn to do it myself. So based on that prowess, I was like, because my friend's doing it, let me try
let me get involved. Let me do
Until I heard like back in the day the Lenny Henry show.
Yeah.
And when I first saw the Lenny Henry show, there was a rap at the beginning, and I'd noticed when it was going, I started rapping along with it. And I'm thinking, hold on, that's my friend's bar. And then I realised he just did that. So where I'm starting to write bars now was based on something that I thought he was doing, but he just copied something else. Which kind of helped anyway. You know what I mean?
So he was spitting the Lenny Henry bars.
He was spitting the Lenny Henry bars. And
he was like, yo, where's you getting this rap from?
Where's he getting them bars from? And then, you know what, another thing, because you remember back in the day, it was kind of cool to know a whole song.
Yeah, of course.
So when you hear a song and if you're able to rap along with it, it's cool, isn't it? So what I used to do is, you get the tape deck out, I press play, boom, pause, write down the bar, press play.
Wow,
and I never realised what that was doing was allowing me to write a 16 bar, just the format.
You
know what I mean?
That's fucking deep, bro.
But I realistically said, I'm a rapper from like I said, '93. I was in college trying to do the freestyle.
So what was your first song? Do you remember? Like the first thing you put out there, or that you would like that you recorded?
Alright, I tell you, because like I said, college played a large part in my process in music, because there's a lot of people who was into music and that. We used to, kind of freestyle in the common room and that. And I met up with a brother called, who was in my college, a guy called G. Casey. And me and him just formulated a group in it. And I used to go down to his house up in Putney Bridge. Go down to his house in Putney Bridge. And he was like a DJ as well. So he had bit of vinyl, he had bit of instrumentals and that. So we started kind of like making tunes then. We had a tune called Produced Explosion, was probably my first song.
What genre was that?
What genre? It was rap. Hip-hop, and the tune was called Produced Explosion. But you know what, really, on reflection, I was terrible. And it was a case where I was so bad, but people were telling me I was good. But you know that kind of conversation you have with yourself.
Like, nah, man, I could this ain't like that.
Yeah, man, so we was doing it, and I never knew that was part of the training, innit, in relation to getting to yourself to a certain level. So yeah, man, me and G. Casey, big up G. Casey all day long.
Big up.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, he was my first rap partner, and we did quite a few songs and them kind of things.
So what's next in your rap journey? What would you say is your first like milestone or notable experience? Or
well, do you know what it was? So after me and G. Casey, after the group split up, kind of thing, there was another brother called Asian Brown. It was an Asian brother from he was. And then that he's
did you say I was Asian?
I was Asian Brown.
That was
his name.
Wow.
And I used to ask him because he's Asian and he's brown. That was back then it was kind of a different kind of level of what you call it. So so he used to produce as well. He used to produce and he used to rap. And every time we used to do tunes, because he produced the tunes, so he produced the songs and he obviously rap on it. And every time me and him did a song, people were like, oh yeah, your bit's all right, but who's this? And he used to get the ratings and all the songs all the time, innit? I was like, right. I'm not a jealous person, but it kind of really highlighted that. I'm not that good, you know what I mean?
You need to step your game up.
And then the thing is, because I'm not even sure what program he used. I think he used the Cubase back then time there. But there was a stage where he used to play me his beats and I'd say, yeah, they're tough. But then after he played me a few of them, the beats started sounding the same. So one time I'm saying, yeah, the beat's hard, but they're starting to sound a bit the same. And And he kind of took that wrong, innit? He was like, oh yeah, and me and him had a big argument. He was like, oh, you'll never be able to rap as good as me, and you'll never be able to produce as good as me. And that was the last conversation we had.
I was Asian.
I was Asian, innit?
And you better be sick right now, I was Asian. You better be on fire right now, I was Asian.
But that was that. Like I said, I look back on life and certain points of what spurred me on to like improve myself as an artist and so forth. And there's been many things along the way that's helped with that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was my college days. And then I bucked up with my cousin Spesh, and I didn't realize what journey that was the beginning of. Because me and Spesh linked up. He was rapping. His name was Damage back then. Damage the Underdog. And my name is Craig G the Major. You know what I mean? So me and him bucked up, and we just started a group called Uncivilized. And with Uncivilized, it was a thing where it just became infectious. We grew from 2 members to 4 members. Like big up Terror, big up MAD as well. We was Uncivilized, and then it grew to 16 members. You know what I mean? Man from South, man from Northwest, man from West. So and then that was just the start of the real journey. You know what I mean? Where I've met people along the way, GI as well, my producer at the moment, GI, big up GI all day long.
Big up.
And yeah, man, it's just been a crazy journey. I'm not even gonna lie, it's been a crazy journey. We've done things that, you know what I mean, most people haven't done. Yeah.
Like, tell us some of the things that you lot have done though, or some of the like experiences you lot have had in music.
Well, okay, so there was a level of time when we used to be, there was a place 74A in Harlesden. So that's when the group was just 4 of us, me, Spesh, MAD, and Terror. Terror was the producer, different type of producer as well, different. And the studio we was at the time, Phoebe One used to go there, Wayne Marshall used to go there. So it was, and we was using reel to reel. That's how deep it was using reel to reel. And that was, there's always been different times of, we're here at a certain place and then we move on to another place and move on. So after coming from there, we got signed to a label called NW10, run by a brother called Danny Dread. Rest in peace, RIP Danny Dread. And he gave us the real shot, you know what I mean? Like we had a studio there, we was making like 5-6 songs a day. And we had a single out back in the day called 00, I think it was called 009. And we went to Germany for like 6 weeks to record the single.
Sick.
So we had like people like Jazzy B giving us reviews. Ras Kwame was around. Max and Dave used to kind of play our stuff.
What was Germany like?
Germany, because we was in Munich.
Yeah.
So we was in Munich for a while. It's cold. You could feel the racial tones. I remember even there's one time when we'd gone out, and I remember certain looks. There was an old woman, the way the hate, you could see the hate in her eyes and that. But it was good. I mean, we performed at one club called P1, which is probably, I think back then it was the biggest club in Germany, or in Munich. I'm not sure if it's the biggest club in Germany, but it was the biggest club in Munich. Where there was Lamborghinis, Ferraris outside. It was rich. So we performed in there. We mashed it up. I mean, we had people coming up. I remember there was a couple of girls come up to say, "Oh, we're groupies. Can you sign? Give us your autograph." Signing their breasts and all that team there. So Germany was a good experience, though. You know what I mean? Because you
sign that reluctantly. Like, all right.
I'm gonna do it. But
all right. Let me just hold it still.
It was a good experience, a very good experience in relation to artist development, finding out how things are done. We recorded in a massive studio. And that's kind of when I started producing as well. So that was like 99. And the funny thing is, when I used to produce, the man used to walk out of the room. Oh no, Mage is producing again. And just walk out of the room.
Bounce.
You know what I mean?
You weren't even feeling it.
Germany, like I said, Germany was a good experience, man. You know what I mean? To be in a place for the music that you do is a different.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Yeah. 6 weeks as well.
6 weeks, yeah.
It's like a life experience.
It was a very big life experience.
Yeah.
In that sense, you know what I mean? So
that's memories, man.
It was memories, bro. Memories. I remember, like I said, but certain time when we had to kind of stay in. Obviously, we had the PlayStation back then. I can't even remember. There was a MotoGP. I remember playing that game, and we played it so much. When I'm playing, it's kind of looking like the demo. That's how much we were playing it. You know what I mean? But Germany was a very good experience still. Yeah. I mean, I'd do it again. Still.
Yeah. So, what was music taking you anywhere else? Well,
the deepest thing is taking me a few places. I even recollect the time when I went over to Atlanta to go and visit family.
Yeah.
And one of my cousins, he took me out to like an open mic night. I didn't know it was an open mic night at the time, innit? So when you're over there and told like they had the open mic going, I told my cousin, yeah, I rap as well, you know. He's like, go up there. And I've gone up there and I've just, cause you know them ones that when you go places and there's rappers and they're not even sounding big-headed, but they're not very good.
Yeah.
They're not. You can hear they sounding messy, like all that kind of stuff. And I went up there, did a head top thing, won a competition that I didn't even know it was a competition.
Yeah.
And had people wanting me to come back. And I think there was one next weekend there was a big show where they wanted me to come back, but I was coming back to London after that. So, but yeah, I've been Czech Republic, performed over there with Slim Dutty. Big up Slim Dutty all days.
Well, like Slimmers.
Yeah, me and Slim, we had a tape back in the day, Triple Threat. And yeah, we performed in a castle, performed that one dance battle thing, and it was another good experience where music's taking you to another place.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good in that essence, man.
Yeah, man. So, what about you, like on a personal level, like family life and that, like what is Mage about? What?
Well, okay, so me, family life. Obviously, I've got 3 daughters. You know what I mean, and my youngest daughter, who was 15 months, she passed away at the end of April. So I'm it's kind of a raw thing at the moment. Yeah. Learning to cope with the loss and deal with that. Because I'm very vigilant with my daughters. I'm very hands-on.
Yeah. So that's like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, 3-4 weeks. Well, you know, maybe about 5 weeks ago still.
So this is very fresh.
Very, very fresh. You know what I mean? And obviously, that experience has been, it's been, you know what I mean? It's been I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because what it was, my daughter, she had a condition called mitral valve stenosis. Okay. So basically, what that condition is, and that's bringing awareness to it. It's basically the valve in the heart is not working properly. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think not to get too technical in it, but you've got 4 chambers.
No, get technical because I actually wanted to know. Yeah. And that, you know, so
you got 4 chambers. 4 chambers in your heart. You got the top. You got the left, upper right, upper down. I mean, bottom left and bottom right. So I think it's one side of your heart makes the blood go around your system, goes through the lungs, comes back through to the right side, and that oxygen, the blood with the oxygen goes up to your brain. So basically, the valve from the top right and the bottom right, the bottom right was it weren't working properly. So we found out that she had this condition when she was like 3 months old.
How did you find that out?
It was a weird one because she kind of had a cold, and then one thing I realised with her, she used to breathe real fast. Yeah. But she had a cold that weren't going, and then we took her to, she got taken to the doctors, and the doctor was like, we weren't happy with her breathing and so forth. And then that's when we kind of found out what about the condition. And what had to happen then is we had to go Great Ormond Street, where they replaced the valve with I think it's called a melody valve, which is an animal valve. Yeah, so that was the only thing they could do because she was.
So it's like a valve transplant.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And with that, it was a case where she had an operation. It was a horrible thing to see. Because even after the operation, they had to keep her chest open.
How old was she when she was getting this operation?
So the first operation was in May.
Right.
So she was like 4 months when she had the operation. And that kind of went, and we was thinking, okay, it should be done by now. It should be okay right now. And then further down the line, it kind of didn't work. So then she had to have another operation to replace the melody valve that she had in there for a mechanical valve. So
actually made out of what was it made out of?
It's like I think it's a metal valve.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not too mistaken. And that was a case where they were saying, that should work for now. But when she reaches 5 or 6, you'll have to get it replaced again because
it will grow.
Yeah, because the melody valve what she had initially, because it was a animal valve, because it's like bio stuff, so it would grow, it would stretch.
Okay,
whereas the mechanical valve would stay the same for a certain amount of time, and then obviously when she grows, she'd have to get that changed.
To replace it, so that means
so operation. So she had another operation in August. And so for that, I think it was in Great Ormond Street for like 7 months, having to stay over certain nights there and so forth and so on.
7 months.
Yeah, 7 months in there.
What was that like though? Like,
it wasn't a good experience. It wasn't a good experience.
So what do you mean? Like, she stayed there. So what? Would you have to go and live there too, or something?
So basically, what it was is when there's different departments of the hospital. So when she was in I can't remember what it's called. When she was in a particular department, then we weren't allowed to stay over there. So they've got a place right near the hospital where you can stay.
Yeah.
But then when she was in the other part, with the part that's not as serious.
Intensive. So it's like different intensive care, isn't
so
it?
Basically, so when she was in the other part, we'd have to stay overnight in the actual room with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a nice experience in that respect. And on reflection now, because obviously she came out the hospital maybe the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
Which we were actually happy about, like getting her out, and she's doing.
Let me bring you back to these 7 months though. Yeah. What is her demeanour like? How is she? Because this is like
Now, do you know the thing about it? I'll tell you what it is. Because she had she had an NG tube as well. And what that NG tube is, a tube that goes in the nose into the belly. So when she's take medication or milk, she's taking milk, we'd have to feed it through the NG tube and so forth.
Did she never eat through the
No,
mouth?
she could eat through the mouth, but it was just like because her weight wasn't, because she's not getting enough nutrients as well. So they used to, obviously we had to use the NG tube. And a couple of times the NG tube came out, and every time the NG tube came out, they'd have to put it back in again. So one thing with her, and it's one of those ones where I'd say, you got people who complain about life and oh, this is happening to me. And she used to just take it in her stride, what I'm saying? And she'd gone through so much, you know what I mean? Like I said, she was only 15 months. And it was just a lot of different medications. There was even, like when I look at Great Ormond Street, at the time I'm like, oh yeah, they've helped us and so forth. But there was loads of things that they did that weren't correct.
Yeah.
One particular time, I remember being at the hospital and it was like say 9 o'clock, where it was a 9 o'clock feed. And they were saying, oh, they can't give her the milk yet because the milk they've got has gone off. So they had to wait to get a new batch. And I was like, all right, cool. Then they got a new batch, gave her the milk, and the milk they gave her was gone off anyway. So she got like a stomach infection from that. There was a thing where she had a line in her neck when they was giving her certain medications as well. But they basically put the line in her neck and kind of sewed it up. But they kind of did it wrong. So like I said, that was causing her pain. There's loads of little things now when I look on it now that I will be going back and we'll be addressing that, whether it be legal or some way, because I don't think they dealt with it right. And another thing I'd say, I think there was another three babies that were in different rooms near to my daughters, and they've all passed away as well. So like they all passed away 3 weeks within each other. My daughter was the last one out of the batch.
Okay.
So there's certain fishy things that you know what I mean, and I'm trying not to make like my pain or my anger cloud my judgment just to blame someone, because in situations like that it's easy to blame somebody in that respect. So you know what I mean.
Okay, so she did the 7 months. Came out. You said on Christmas.
The week before Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah. So did you lot spend Christmas together?
Spend Christmas together.
How was that? Like having her home?
It was great having her at home. And like I said, she was a light to man. You know what I mean? I'm not just saying that because she's not here. She was literally my little homie right there. Yeah. And obviously her birthday was. I mean, we did a thing for her first birthday as well. And I was thinking that all right, there's certain things. Like her weight weren't going up. She weren't walking at the time. Yeah. And she weren't really talking. But she had a very big personality for someone who's not talking or nothing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And it's funny, like I said, even though we were speaking about music before this, but when she passed, I just, obviously went to pieces. I was like, I'm done with music now. I'm not gonna. But one thing was, and I've said this many times, like every time I used to make a beat, she used to like shake her hand and wave her head and them kind of things. Then that's the memory I have every time I make a beat. So I think I may be addicted to having that vision. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I said, she was going along normally. Everything was cool to a point. And then like I said, the passing it happened kind of suddenly.
Yeah. So what was the lead up like? the couple days before that has she had her health taken any dips or anything? You noticed?
Not really. Like I think the day before it happened, she just weren't herself though. You know what I mean? And there was a thing she kept on doing, like kept on shaking, like and she kept on doing that, and I was like, so and I was kind of in my mind, I'm thinking, nah, like something's not right. Do you know what I mean? So on the day it happened, we rang 111. They told us, yeah, bring her in.
What actually happened? That you say the day it happened. What?
Right. So basically,
what alerted you? Something
so basically, like she just weren't herself, and you know, we rang 111, and they told us to take her in. So we're driving to the hospital now, Whittington Hospital, and we was literally 2 minutes.
Where's that? Where's
Whittington
that?
is I think it's Archway.
Okay,
Archway,
north.
Yeah, north. And I think we was like literally 2 minutes away from the hospital, and then I remember hearing my baby mother saying Naira, because her name is Naira, saying Naira, and then I turned around and her eyes are just open. So I just put my foot down, flown to the hospital, we rushed her in, and then they must have worked on her for about an hour, and then, you know what I mean, after that they you know what I mean, obviously said she was gone. And
what was it like? Is this a heart attack? What is it?
So basically they didn't, I mean, I'm telling you, like I said, and even like it's weird because me speaking about it now, I'm speaking about it in a way that, you know, not matter of fact, but I'm speaking about it. But it's like I said, don't get me wrong. It's like up to now I'm broken inside at the moment. Of course, you know what I mean. And that's for me to be honest about how I feel about it. It's not for me to just because I'm on a podcast and like, people go, oh, your daughter's just died. How comes you're not mash up right there? Don't get me wrong. That's all there, but.
I mean, personally, like maybe I should add personally, I invited Brother Mage to come on. I think it's important for him to actually get off his chest what's going on. It's been a long time coming, us sitting down and talking. We've done content together and whatnot, but this is actually a brother, and what you went through, I felt, and I think enough people I know felt the reverberations of adulting father, because everybody sees you with your youth, from the bigger one to this one. Everyone knows that you're about your daughter, like, and to a point where I don't really see you without your daughter, like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Or one of them. So I know it's a big thing, isn't it?
I'll tell you what it was. I mean, even down to like, because everybody deals with grief different, innit? Like they deal with it in a different way. And what it was is even when it happened, in 2 days afterwards, I mean, obviously you're still in that kind of that real painful. It's so raw, innit? And one of my brethrens, you know what I mean, big up Tiny all day long, he said, yeah, bro, you need to let people know. So I was gonna do like the run of the mill thing where you put a picture up, tell people what's happened, you say those few words, but every time I was looking for at the picture, it was just too painful, innit? So I said, you know what, let me do a video. And like I said in the video, it's a case where I've seen people, you know what I mean, they're going to record themselves, so they get themselves ready to cry first, and then they feel, I'm crying, you know what I mean? But I didn't, when I did the video, I didn't really mean, I didn't have in mind, I'm just going to bawl on the camera, because obviously it wasn't that, innit? I just wanted to say the words of what's happened, innit? And when I did that, obviously I broke down in the video and so forth, and it was a very emotional thing to get off. And yeah, I put it out, and it was like a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're so brave, bare man who's." Like,
you know why? Because there was sincerity in it. Yeah. Like you said, people nowadays they use the camera and all of it. I'm crying and I'm looking in the camera like these ones, innit? But brother, like your princess had just passed away.
Yeah, no, it was.
And you're trying to tell people about it, and your breaking down was just natural. You know what I mean, bro? And yeah, it really touched. It touched me still.
Yeah, and I got a big up Jedi, because you know what, you put it out again, to, you know what I mean, and made more people aware of that as well. And that, like I said, one thing with me, I've always been me. So like I said, in the sense that, like I said, I try and live good with people. You know, I've got quite very few enemies. Yeah, I try and live good with people. But this showed me how much people refer to me and check for me. You know what I mean? Because as I said, when I did, like even the GoFundMe, like I said, I put up the GoFundMe for the funeral and that, and it was like, I didn't really initially want to do that, because I just felt it looks like I'm begging people, rare. And to be honest with you, I thought, the most I'm going to be getting is like, I don't know, £500. That's because you're not thinking, you don't have a, and the amount of love that was shown to man on that, it was different levels. You know what I mean? I'm seeing people putting like £500. I get me. Like the next one of my brothers gave me a bag. You know what I mean? This person did that, and like I said, I've got to big up Benja as well, because Benja he dropped the 5 bills on there. You know what I mean? Big up Benjamin. You know what I mean? Like I said, that was heartfelt. Sent me a message as well, and them kind of things there. And I've just kind of really been
big up everyone that contributed, everyone that wanted to send it along, because I know not everyone's got that possibility or whatever. Everyone that did their bit.
I will say, because I had someone send a $5.
Love.
But from when someone sent a $5 to someone sending £1,000, I've
all
appreciated the same way, because it was like, you don't have to do it. You
don't have to do nothing.
And even there was, I got a bigger up as well, Sam Richards. She was I didn't even know her from before. And she put £100 on the GoFundMe. I was like, right, that's mad. I don't even know her. Yeah. And you did that, innit? So I kind of researched her page, and she'd lost her daughter early April. Her daughter was 6. She died. She had sickle cell. She passed away from that. And you know what I mean? Me and her built up a relationship now where we talk, and it's kind of a thing where a lot of people say, oh, you should go counselling and rah. And you know, as black man, you're like, counselling. You know, counselling. Yeah. But what it is it's been very therapeutic, because I don't know her, she don't know me, but we share the same pain and what we've gone through. You know what I mean? R.I.P. Siobhan.
R.I.P.
You know what I mean? And just talking with her as well, it kind of really does has helped. And like I said, it's been a kind of real case where people have stepped up, and I'm like, rah, you know what I mean? And there's a few people that I know who've lost their children as well, and we've spoke. I've got to big up LV, got to big up Stally, a few people that big up Leon as well, and also big up Rico Capillo as well. It was a case where when I've spoken to them to find out how they dealt with it, because obviously, you know, you want to know how people dealt with it, and you know what I mean. It's a man's worst nightmare, bro. It's definitely, but
like, you know, you expect to lose your parents at some point. Yeah, your kids, bro.
Yeah, now you
like,
expect them to be burying you. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it was a case where, like, for example, one of my brethren, what LV told me, like, right, how he dealt with it. He kind of locked himself away from people and turned off his phone or talking to people. And he said that was hard to come back from. So with me, especially after putting out the video as well, I had a lot of people
outreach, hitting you up, and it's been overwhelming still. And
the thing is, I made sure that I spoke to everybody who called me. You know what I mean? And I found the more I spoke about it, is the more easier it was to do. Not easy to do, but you know what I'm saying. It was kind of really.
You're staying in the reality. You're not running from the pain, but are you taking enough time out for yourself? Like,
right. So it's a case like this, like. The way I deal with things, and it might not be the healthiest, but I just carry on going. You know what I mean? I'm one of them kind of people that, you know, that people have shoot an arrow at me, and I've got the arrow in me, but I'm still walking forward. Yeah. And maybe sometimes you got to kind of address that pain in the arrow. Me. So you know what I mean? It's been a real.
Have you got to that point yet though, or is that something you think is around the corner for you?
Okay, like all right.
This is very fresh. This is now.
I'd say. There were certain things of overstanding, should I say, that I had to reach. Like, so for example, the night before she passed, I felt that there was something wrong. Yeah. And there's certain things that you would say to beat up yourself, like, oh no, if I'd gone to the hospital earlier, if I'd done that.
It is what it is. But
because like I said, I remember like while they were working on it, I've run outside the hospital and I've got on my hands and knees and I'm praying, like, please God, no, you know what I mean? And when it happened, the initial reaction, I'm angry at God. You know what I mean? I was angry, but then I had to kind of really reel that in. And just to realize that no matter if I brought her to the hospital earlier and so forth and so on, we've all got a timestamp. We've all got a timestamp. So no matter what it is, everything's been written. So no matter what you say, there's a timestamp in it. That gave me some form of solace. She was here for a reason. For the short time she was here for a reason. And, you know what I mean? Like I said, the love, you know what I mean? I love that little girl with all my whole essence, you know what I mean? But, so it just kind of pointed out to me that maybe, you know, you're supposed to be doing certain things, realizing that your time on this earth is short, realizing that, you know what I mean? If you've got a talent, you've got a skill, you need to use it, because otherwise we'll be just working for our next person's dream. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of pushed me into like, all right, let me get into focus mode right now. And as I said, maybe this should be certain time you take for yourself. And
I think there's nothing wrong with having a passion or having things that you can have as outlets. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, as long as they don't become escapes. You understand what I'm saying to you, my brother?
Saying that, it's funny is because there was one day where Slim, like he said, yeah man, come down. We was at a certain centre and them things there, and you know he's invited a few people down, and you know we all had a drink and all that. And I was driving home, and I felt I wasn't drunk because I'm not gonna drink drive, but I felt kind of a little bit touched, and that little bit of touch kind of, the best way I can describe it. I don't even want to over explain, but years and years ago, I remember having a mad toothache, mashed me up in it, and I take these painkillers, but you could feel where if the painkiller went there, you'd be in pain.
Yeah.
So
You're aware of
it, but it's not hurting.
It's not hurting, but but you know,
And that's the best way I can describe if you start drinking or taking a vice, where the pain's still there, but it numbs the pain. So I realized that, right, it's not about going into something to mask something else. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I decided, like, right, man's not gonna be, you know what I mean, mash up and
pain is fuel, isn't it?
Yeah,
pain is fuel.
Definitely.
But I think for you, I think because the way you've explained things and that, you're like a soldier, innit? And you explain things in a way where I think the average man won't be able to understand the immensity or of what we're dealing with in terms of the battle that you lot was battling to keep your princess alive, and the dedication, the time and the energy spent in trying to keep her alive, and what the process was coming up. Because 7 months in Great Ormond Street, he just makes it sound like we did 7 months and that's a madness.
And it's mad because, as I said, her mum, like I said, she was a real soldier in it. You know what I mean? Because they'll be saying that obviously I've still got to work and I've still got to do things, and she was there the majority of the time. You know what I mean? So it was a case where seeing what she was going through as well, it was mad. But as I said, I never had it in my mind that this would be the outcome. You know what I mean? You never had it. You just felt that, all right, she's out of the hospital now. She's on the road to, you know what I mean? And you know, you start thinking about, what's she gonna be like when she's a certain age? And
do you think that she was in pain? Do you think that it was a painful experience?
You know, I reckon it was. And which makes me then realize how much of a soldier that she was. How much, you know what I mean? People can, as I said, complain about life and so forth and so on. But when you see such a little person dealing with that and just taking it within her stride, it was just, man, like I said, I think she was in some pain in certain points in certain time. But it's just...
You mentioned earlier, that you said something about God. And everyone has their time and there's a reason and whatnot. Do you have any kind of explanation for a man like me? I always like to look at things from this perspective. Like, what could be the purpose of a child having to endure such things?
It's crazy because obviously a lot of people have got different religious beliefs and so forth and so on. I've had one of my good friends, a big up Tariq as well. He was, you know what I mean, he was saying certain things like, well, you know that obviously when a child passes, they go straight to heaven and it's straight, you know what I mean, because they're innocence and so forth. And I've had other people from different faiths saying certain the same similar kind of thing. And as I said, I think the explanation is no explanation. You know what I mean? Things happen when they happen. There's reasons for things to happen, but in this kind of element, for a child to be taken who's done nothing, who's innocent and so forth, it's just like I said. It's just
this is one of the main reasons I don't believe in karma. In terms of what goes around comes around. It's one of the main reasons when I think about things that happen to children and suffering that children go through. It makes me think, well, if what goes around comes around, what went around for this to come around?
True.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Now, I could fully feel that, but as I said, it's like, and once again, one of my brothers, LV, remember he was saying, like, when his son passed, and he said to me, what he said to me was, he was saying to himself, why me? And then he got to a point where he was saying, well, why not me? And it's a different way of looking at it.
I do.
When he said that, it was like, right, for real, like, Because obviously these days, you know, I'm going around, I see people with their babies, and they even got what I've gone through in their mind. You know what I mean? You see these little, and babies looking healthy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And,
what should it have been them rather than me?
Yeah.
Then?
So it's kind of a crazy thing, and it's one thing which it's hard to get your mind around because obviously it's very personal to me in that sense. Obviously, my daughter passing, but I've got to find a reason I've got to find a reason in it all, a purpose within it to use it as fuel to move forward. Because obviously I've got another 2 daughters as well, and I've got to kind of maintain. Like I said, my oldest daughter, she was there when it happened. Yeah, she was in the car.
She was in the car. I was going to ask, like, what happened? And how do you think she's processing it?
You see with my daughter Soraya, like she is she's just been watching out for me. You know what I mean, making sure I'm okay. You know what I mean, which then obviously I have to always got to make sure she's okay, but she's making sure I'm okay and so forth. I mean, she'll cry now and again, but she's just showed a certain level of strength that allows me to get some strength from it. You know what I'm saying? So even at the funeral, I mean, she sang a song at the funeral, and obviously she was crying at the front, but she maintained and finished the song and then kind of things there. And like I said, the funeral was one of the worst days of my life as well. And everybody who came, you know what I'm saying, and gave me that strength, man, it was needed. But yeah, like I said, Soraya, she's processing it aesthetically, you know, because I can't see inside her mind, but she's you know, she's moving on and she's maintaining her strength. My other daughter, she's only 4, not really understanding, but it was even like when I picked her up yesterday. I mean, obviously I've got this chain here. My daughter on it, yeah, got this chain on it, and she kept holding the chain, and you know what I'm saying. But you know what I mean, I just got to know that, be mindful of how they feel, their feelings and so forth, and be strong for them. Got to be strong for myself. Got to be strong for Naira's mum as well. Just got to be strong, but at the same rate, you know, evaluate how I deal with things and evaluate things that are making me get through as well. Because I can't just be strong just for being strong. So yeah, but it's a process, man. It's a process, and you know what I mean, I just got the vision of getting through the process. I'll never forget it. The pain's never going to subside. It will get easier to understand and overstand in that sense.
Have you experienced like close death like this before?
I mean, obviously, I've had people pass away, close people pass away, and obviously it's always been a pain, you know, a painful experience in that respect. But the solace that you have is at least they lived a life where they left a mark on something. You know what I mean? They've done something. They've had a chance to do something, innit? And so it's been kind of. So there's never been anyone as close as my own child.
Yeah, of course,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just been a bit mad still. It's been a bit crazy, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to just process and go forward, and you know, realize, kind of self-analyze myself. Because one thing I'd say is like we are. I've been me for my whole life. You've been you for your whole life. So you feel you know yourself, but as you grow older, there's more things you learn.
There's more things to discover about yourself.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's.
And one is how you react and process a shattering experience like you've just gone through. Because like I say, for me personally, being a father, I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't.
Definitely. And as I said, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Telling you that, like I said, I don't really have much enemies, you know what I mean? And I've probably got 1 or 2 people that really, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's one particular one that I'm not even going to mention his name, but I just can't stand this.
We're not even mentioning you, my boy.
I can't stand this brother. He's a funny brother. Yeah. Everybody, like, if he sees somebody who knows me and he knows them, he's like, oh, well, go on, you good. What's Mage saying? Like, he always asking about me. You know what I mean? I remember even one time I sent him a message online that, yo, you keep on asking about me. Here's me, man, block me. You know what I mean? But even though I've got a disparity from him, I can't stand him. I never wish that on him. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of those ones, man. Like I said, I'm just gonna use the energy that I have from it to push forward and do what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying?
What was the name of the condition again?
It's mitral valve stenosis.
Mitral.
Yeah, so it's
valve stenosis.
It's a weird condition because, like I said,
is it rare?
Do you know? Obviously I never heard of it before. Yeah. I remember even joining it, like, after a while I joined a group on Facebook, like mitral valve stenosis and that. And there's people who didn't even know they had it, and they found that they had it like when they was like 50. You know what I mean? And have had the same procedure that my daughter had. You know what I mean? So it kind of made me think like, right, like if she never had those conditions, never had the operations and all that stuff, would it? But once again, it goes down to the time stamp. What's going to happen when it happens? So yeah.
Like, is this a thing that is it common in any particular groups? Is it like
no? It's not like for example like a sicker cell. For us, like no, it's all
everyone can get this. So have you thought about like doing any work in terms of
do you know the
awareness?
The deepest thing about this is like because as I said, as I speak to my friend, and she's my friend now, Sam. Where we, while we're talking about each other's experience and talking about how we get through this and giving each other strength and advice on certain things, it kind of gives you strength. So by me even speaking with her, it gives me strength. So it kind of made me realize that in the scenario where you've gone through a certain tragedy, the devastation and that, by reaching out to people who are either going through it in the part where I am and where they've lost someone, or they're going through it while they're still that being able to give you strength because I realise what you're going through gives me strength. So when you're saying that, have I thought about obviously about bringing awareness to it? Yeah, definitely thought about that. And as I said, while she was here, there's a stages where Great Ormond Street, because every time I see Great Ormond Street, you see the teddy bear with the. And I before then I was like, okay, that's dread and whatever. But at the time when I thought that they'd done a well and helped her, it made me want to start giving to Great Ormond Street. But now I don't really want to give it to them. And as I said, they will be hearing from a lawyer sooner or later. But that's another sector. But definitely want to kind of reach out to people going through either the loss of a child or going through, their child having an illness that they have to continuously help with and so forth, because it's mentally straining, it's stressful on your system, it's a lot.
I had a brief experience with it with one of my sons. So he ended up with about that 30 something wires in him when he was like a few days old.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was touch and go, very much touch and go, and that scared the shit out of me.
It would. I think
I've never recovered from that.
Yeah, no, you know what it is as well, because like, all right, you have people who have like a stillbirth, which is like for a mother as well, for the father as well.
That's a horror story.
It's a horror story, but the thing is, there's no. I'm not trying to throw it in a lesser category. It's definitely a death is a death, innit?
Yeah.
But to actually, because you haven't known the
bonded
child.
with them in that way.
You don't know their personality. So to have this little period of time where I bonded and see them,
and then she's taken away from you.
It's a painful thing. That's why even like with like I said, my friend Sam, her daughter was 6, so she's now kind of talking and running around, and she's got LV, my brother LV, like his son was 6 as well. He had cancer, and he what was the thing about that, because they went over Germany because there was a procedure that they had over there that could have helped, and I'm not trying to be
maybe there was a complication,
and I'm trying to be accurate with my facts, but I think it was like 2 days before or a day before the operation he passed away. So you know what I mean, it was one of those ones where they've actually, their child has grown to a certain age where, and I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to lessen the pain or maximize.
It's one man's flaws, another man's ceiling, brother. Because to be honest, to be excited that your child's about to be born and then to give birth to a child that's not alive. I don't know. And then they might think at least you got the 15, 16 months. Do you know what I mean? Whereas they didn't get down, and I don't know. It is like I said, one man's flaws, another man's ceiling.
All the way around though, it's pain and it's a horrible procedure to go through. And like I said, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
But obviously, it's early days now, bro. But like as you know, like I used to say this phrase, the world keeps turning, till I started questioning whether the world turns. So I don't know what to say now, but like things.
I'll tell you what it was. Another thing.
It's the circle of life, innit?
You see, the day after it happened.
Like
I remember, because we had to stay in a hotel, and then we had to come to the hospital the next day as well, which was another painful experience. But it's coming out of the hotel and that and looking around and everyone's just moving normal.
Moving
Buses
normal.
are going around, people are
Yeah, they'll fill you with rage.
Yeah, people
sometimes you're like, what?
And you're like, hold on, the world's supposed to stop.
Stop for my thing.
It's not going to stop.
It ain't gonna. And that's life still loving you. Tough love. Yeah. Still teaching you that, yo, shit continues.
It continues. It does continue. You know what
get me?
And then within that shit continues, you got to realise that you got to continue.
You have to.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you just phase out. Because like I said, it'd be easy to take the easy path of just thrashing out and and then just blaming. Oh, I've lost my daughter, so I'm just gonna be mash up here. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's not like I've never been that kind of person to just, you know what I mean, just accept something and be a victim of something. And stay in that rather
learn from it and get something and gain from it.
And make sure that, you know what I mean, I make her proud.
And make it worthwhile. Yeah. Like, as in, make something out of it proper.
Yeah, make her proud, make all my daughters proud, make all my people proud of me, make myself proud of me.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean, I think that's the most important thing, where, I mean, you could do things to make people proud of you, but as long as you're happy within yourself and proud of yourself, then, you know what I mean, and that's what I try and do, you know what I mean?
Self-acceptance.
Self-acceptance
is the key. Other people's acceptance can fluctuate, you get me, come and go. You can't rely on that.
Definitely, bro.
It's like a house built on straw.
So yeah, man. So that was my experience with that. And as I said from earlier on, I was saying I was gonna quit music, but seeing my daughter dance, it's got that thing. So I've been on that. I've been on, you know what I mean, on my production.
Been getting creative on that.
Like I said, obviously doing the album at the moment.
Yeah. What's it called?
It's called Cascade.
Okay.
So the album's called Cascade.
So what, as an artist, what's your actual artist name?
So basically I've gone from, I remember, like I said, in my old days, Crazy the Major to Major, but everyone called me Mage for short.
Yeah.
And there was a stage I was called M9, Mage 9. So yeah, my rap name is Mage 9. My producer name is Mage Viso.
Okay.
And Viso stands for very, very intense zone out, because that's what I was trying to say for how the music affects you and that. So that's for that. And yeah, like I said, I mean, there was parts of the journey, the music journey, I didn't even really disclose as well, that I'll disclose as well. Because as I said, like GI, he's got a studio at his, and that's where we got a studio together. I think it was 2001, 2002. And anybody who's anybody within Northwest London has been through the studio.
Okay.
You know what I mean, anybody who's anybody. So
Big Zeke's?
Big Zeke, yeah, he's been there. Gappy's been there. Everybody. People from different sides.
Did you say from Northwest, yeah?
Yeah, K-Coke's been there. Nines has been there. Scraps has been there. Flipping Diggy, Diggy Hustle's been there. Anybody you can imagine from Northwest London. Bare people that are enemies have been there, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's been one of those...
Well, not a neutral zone, but it's a place.
Well, it's a zone.
You lot are neutral.
Yeah, this is the thing, because like I said, I've always been a person, I could walk in any part of Northwest, you know what I mean? I could be in Kilburn, I could be in Church Road, I could be in Arsden, Stonebridge, people know me.
You got Northwest, man.
You know what I mean? And it's not a problem for me. I'm not one of the people that, oh no, the other side. It's never been the other side for me. You're not entertained in that. Yeah, no. Obviously, I think the age range that I've been through. I'm from an era where Northwest was one. You get me? So don't get me wrong. There's ism schisms.
Always.
But yeah, man. Like I said, in relation to even the music journey, I mean, they've put out quite a few projects in that respect. There was because what happened was when we was on Civilized, we did quite a few songs. Terra, who was our producer, he left and he went to Ecuador, New Guinea, so he's over there doing very well at the moment.
Wow. Was he from there or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's gone over there. He's doing very well, living life. Kind of like how he lives life. It's like, we're in London now, and you know what I mean, you just kind of think, oh, London's it, but then when you realise the world's a bigger place, you know what I'm saying? MAD left, and then it was just me and Spesh. So we were called Goldsmiths at the time. So we put out 2 albums. Spesh had a mixtape called Champions League, which is kind of like a cult classic. He also released an EP called Battle Spirit, which is featuring me on it, Paris One, big up Paris One.
Big up Paris.
Kaiser, Mass Murder was on it as well. So even right now, what I'm doing, obviously GI, he's produced probably 90% of this album that I'm working on at the moment. Obviously I've got some hard hitting features on there. I've got Slim Daddy on there, Cammy Slime, Talifa, big up Cammy. I'm gonna talk about him in a minute and talk about Talifa as well. Who else have I got on there? We'll have you on there. We haven't done that song yet. Malik's gonna be up on there. So that project's gonna be really something where you know when you just start something and finish something.
Yeah.
I realise that within my life there's certain things where I hadn't felt like I've
completed
set something and then
yeah.
completed it. Get the dopamine of completing something. So that's that. And then obviously I've been producer for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Big up Diggy Hustle. He's got a project called God Bless the Freestyle that I produced the majority of.
Mad.
And on there, you know, you got Big Zeeks on there, you got EMAC, you got Nye on there, you got Ra Ra, Saber, Redman UK. There's quite a big bunch on there.
Big up Ra Ra, big up Ra Ra, man.
Ra's a bad man still.
Ra Ra's he's a don still.
Bad man,
yeah.
bad man. As I said, Diggy.
And big up Saber as well from the Nam.
Yeah.
You get me?
And as I said, I've got a
big them all up. The only one that is what's the one? What's the main guy from that younger scene?
In what sense?
What's his name, man? You know what I'm talking about? The Bashman.
The Bashman team.
Yeah. What's his name?
Not Stylo.
Stylo G.
Stylo G.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I can get some work done with him, I'll do that still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think he really likes Africans. Yeah, man. I feel like he's got a problem with Africans.
Well, what?
One time he did say some stupidness.
Yeah.
About someone won some kind of award and then he's like, oh, the African and read Jamaican and.
Do you know what it is? I think it's a process. It's a process where, like, for example, the massiveness of like Afro beats as well that's come in, and it makes the African brothers proud of their thing, innit?
Yeah.
Like I said, I know the whole remnants of when certain man back in the
when
day.
you lot used to move to the Africans.
Not me, bruv.
Yeah, when
like
you lot
used, it's been I'm a person. I'm a
you lot
peace
used
and
to
love
call us
person.
bubble. I give you a bubble card. Say it one time. Say bubble in the mic. Give you a bubble.
But now I gotta say that because I now believe that. Remember, like I said, my people are Maroon We're from Ghana, you know. So we can't even, you know what I mean?
Real bubbles in the yard. Yeah, now big up the Marines.
But yeah, man, I've just, like I said, it's I've obviously at the moment working with a phenomenal artist right now. Cammy, go check him out at Cammy, official Cammy Slime.
Cammy Slime.
Yeah, and the reason with Cammy, it's a case where we've got a lot of music right now. Right? I think this project we've got right now is proper. His peak, and it's really weird. Like I said, these tools, these social media, because I met him on Instagram. Because I've got the Major Talent one page where I put up people's videos and so forth and so on. And he just popped up, and he was so dope. I was like, hold on, who's this brother? I remember sending him a message to say, yo, blood, you're dope. Send me your number. I didn't even tell him I produced. You know, I just, yo, you're dope. And he sent me the number. He said he don't normally send out his number, let alone. Obviously, I haven't told him.
Well, just for vibes.
Just for vibes.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is, I sent him about maybe 10 rhythms, and he never even listened to none of them. I was thinking, right, I'm to him. Like, all right, cool. You're not really into, you're not fucking with me. Sorry for my French. And then there was one particular beat I made, and what I normally do is make a beat video. No, I make a beat, and then I put like a video behind it. I like take a clip from YouTube and just edit it up. There's one particular beat I made, and one of my brothers, Stally, he's belled me. He said, "Yo, mate, you see that rhythm? Make sure you add some people at it, because no that can go in that rhythm." So I must have added Jay-Z, I added Kanye West on it, I added Conway the Machine, and I added Cammy. And within like 10 minutes, man rang me and said, "Yo, mate, like, you see that rhythm? Did you make that rhythm? Yeah, this is what? Can I have it?" I was like, "Of course you can have it." You take it down, and from that rhythm to now, we've probably got about 30 songs.
Jeez.
From him. So he's one that, you know what I mean, to look out for. Talitha as well, she's just released a single called Major Arcana. That was one of the beats I made.
That was the one, the judgy looking one, isn't it?
Yeah. And she, and no, it's not the...
I said, yeah. The judgy looking one. What's going on in that one, bruv?
You have to understand. You see with Talitha,
yeah.
I'm gonna say she's an energy person. You see her energy is so powerful, and she's a spiritual, great human being. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got bare love for her. And with her, like I said, she's one of the illest artists I know.
You know what? I listen to her. She's sick.
She's one of the illest. Like, to the point where
she's sick.
we find ourselves saying, if it's a female rapper, we're, oh yeah, for the females, isn't it? But hear what I'm saying? She's not just a female MC.
Yeah, she's an
MC, and I got bare love for her and everything. That she's dope. You know what I mean? And
There's some stuff
Big
coming
up to
up.
Leafer, man.
Big
I
up
heard
to
that
Leafer.
tune and I was like, yo, this is a bit of me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So I'm only teasing with the whole Juju
Yeah.
thing. She's not a witch.
Definitely not a witch, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's definitely not a witch, man. Her energy's too good, man. Her energy's too good.
Yeah. Well, you could be a good witch, can't you?
I mean, I even deal with a witch thing, you understand? She is just a
You be a good witch.
dope individual.
Yeah, man.
And a dope artist, you know what I mean? So, big up to Leaf all day long, big up Candy Slime all day long. And all them
Cancel all them witch rumors.
Yeah.
Dead that.
Dead the witch thing. We're not
dead
dealing
them
on our
witch
witch thing, you
rumours.
see me?
You know what I mean? So yeah, so you got Cammy, Talifa, you've been working with,
as I said,
GI,
Diggy, Hustle, me and Spesh, we're doing a Goldsmith album.
Nice.
Another one. So
what are you doing with Slim next?
So Slim
Daddy.
like what's happening with Slim, obviously, Slim is obviously not only a prolific MC, he's a dope producer as well.
Yeah.
So me and him are, working on production on certain things. We actually there's an artist called G Star, big up G Star as well. We've kind of produced his album as well. So yeah, we're just banding all together, like the brothers are coming together, and we're gonna make sure we make shit happen in essence. Like we're down to beats, down to videos, down to just anything to do with media. We're combining. So yeah, look out for Slim. He's on the album as well. So look out for him as well.
So let me just ask you a few random questions off the top of my head.
Good.
Flat or round Earth? Flat or spherical?
Right, so it is a weird one though, and the reason why is because it was one of those questions that got brought up, and that I never thought about. But then thinking about it, like, okay, when you say flat, I'd say flat because obviously the spherical part is atmosphere. It's not a solid thing. So if we're looking at flat Earth, we're looking at the solid, and if it's a solid, then I'm saying flat. The circle is, like I said, is the atmosphere. So,
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So we're not, because obviously the continents are on the outside of the ball.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those ones, man. It's like when you think about it, it's like, it's a mad one. It's a mad one still.
white rice or rice and peas?
Rice and peas.
Why? Why did you do that? Why?
Rice and peas have more to it.
There's more.
It's plain rice in it. I mean, rice and peas.
Rice and peas.
Give it a different texture.
Okay. Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Oh, you let yourself down. Man.
No. So
yourself down.
I'm gonna give you the reason for it.
You let yourself
No,
down.
I haven't let myself down. The reason why I say Biggie is okay. You being an MC and me being an MC.
Yeah.
So it's a case where when someone puts their words together as an MC, you know what it takes for someone to put their words together. Yeah, in a sense of the skill element. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in a level of skill element, when I hear a man and I'm hearing his bars, like I said, I hear your bars. I'm like, right, he took time to write that. Yeah. He took right to cleverly put that together. You know what I'm saying? So there's a level of skill to writing. So if you're gonna say in levels of skill base, I'd say Biggie. If you're gonna say a level of feelings music, because remember Pat was more like a poet. Like, there's a certain level of poetry. So it's a certain. So if you're gonna say,
so what Biggie bars would you say? Well, he took time to write it. Like, she looked so good. I'll suck her daddy's dick.
All right.
Is that was that the lyric you took?
All right.
About?
Do you know what? I said that from the
fuck him in the ass from over the bridge.
Hold on, wait.
Is that the lyric?
Right.
Oh my God.
All right. What I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say to the. Wait. What I'm gonna say.
You made a bad choice.
But I was talking about from a skill basis, but being real now. Can I pull up on that one? Because the reason why, because now you ain't making me remember. I remember back in the day we're watching like Juicy and Big Papa and being, these tunes are hard. And then now when I look at it and I'm seeing a man in there in the skirt. And
bro, no, in that video, there's a madness scale in that video.
And so reflecting on that, it's like, right. But I was just saying more on, like I said, who's going to give you a more colder 16.
Who's going to give me?
And
Biggie's going to give me a colder 16 than Pat.
Yeah, I would say that.
Who's your favourite member of Wu-Tang?
It's been a mad one, because I've had different members at certain times. So at the beginning it was Meth. Yeah.
Yeah, that you just sucked in that it was a commercial vibe.
Yeah, and then after that it was Inspector Deck.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
after Inspector Deck, it was like Ray, but Ray was because he came out with Cuban Links, but I didn't understand the reason why, because obviously it's Ray's album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then, after all the dust has settled, it's got to be Ghostface.
Come on, man. Come on.
Got to be Ghost.
You get me? That was just like,
Yeah, he just
it's all detours.
Yeah.
Ray was never in the rankings.
Yeah, it's
though.
like even now.
For me, he was never in the rankings.
But the thing is, what it was the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah,
Sorry,
of that. Yeah.
Because it was his album, innit?
Yeah.
But realistically, Cuban Links was a Woo album. It wasn't a Woo album. Because when you listen to Mobile Larry and all the albums after that were dead.
Yeah. Oh, Mobile Larry,
dead,
man.
Dead.
Actually, yeah,
Dead.
I was in.
Dead. There was a few albums that let me like, even with the Wu-Tang coming together, like the W was dead, the Iron Flag was dead.
I'm not into
You know what I
that.
mean?
I'm not really into none of that post
Yeah.
stuff. There was a time where all Woo was sick. Any Woo affiliate was sick.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite affiliate members. There was two. I'm still like, and that was Heaven Razor.
Yeah.
And Timbo King. Those two there.
Timbo King.
Yeah, those two, man.
I liked Buddha Monk. I liked Lord the Dark Man.
Yeah, them man. But
liked
Timbo King was. You see,
Shaheem.
you get me? What did he say?
Shaheem was dope.
Yeah, he was, but like I said, in relation to Heaven Razor and Timbo King. Heaven Razor, I haven't heard him say a bar that I'm like, yeah, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Timbo King was just powerful. You get me? He's like, what did he say?
What? Who was in the? What was that?
That was Royal Fam and
Royal Fam.
yeah. And
Sons
Black
of
Market
Man.
Militia. So Black Sons of Man was
Sons of Man.
60 Second Assassin, Heavy
Yes.
Razor, Killer Priest, and who's the other one? Can't remember the other one, but the other one wasn't really that dope. The members of it, like, even with Killer Priest, like I said, the Heavy Metal album was like, yo. And after that, he started kind of.
Yeah, it was a bit muddy, yeah.
It sounded a bit weird.
No. You know the album that was dope.
Which one?
View from Masada.
Yeah,
that was nice.
But it wasn't heavy metal though.
It weren't.
Heavy metal was you know what I mean.
And what about Killer Army?
Killer Army, they were dope. They were dope still, but then obviously there was that one member. What was his name again? He was from the West Coast, innit? But he came on and he was like the toughest out of them. I think he only did a couple of verses. But then I think because of him, the group kind of broke down. You know what I mean? But
is that the one that chopped off? No, what was the one that chopped off his hoodie?
I can't remember his name. But
yeah, there was one. He went to a party.
He was on Angel
got
Dust.
high.
On
Angel Dust, got high, and chopped off his things and jumped out a window. I forgot what's his name again. What's the Wu-Tang? Google it for me, please. What's the Wu-Tang member's name? Yo,
that's different levels of what's up.
Yeah, I don't want that buzz. No, bro. I don't want that buzz. What did you take, bro? And it's like, yeah, you jumped after you chopped it off. You had to jump out the window. You had to. It was actually logical.
His name's Bearer.
Yeah, Christ Bearer. He was called Christ Bearer.
Yeah, he sliced Bearer.
Yeah, bro. He did the deed.
That's mad. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't know why you would do that.
External vasectomy.
But I will say that's madness. But I will say Wu had a very big influence on me even getting into it, because there was a stage where everything they was doing was hard. It was just mad.
And it was just the vibe of it, and then that whole like clique culture, like you know, the big group, the collective. Yeah. That's what I like. I've always liked things like that. Yeah. So that's why I even see the hip hop game, West Coast, and that. It's like Marvel. Different characters. Yeah. They've got their story, their origin story. Wu-Tang just kept unfolding, so it kept man busy, like WWF, bare characters.
I will say I will say this, because even like with RZA, as a producer, I was like, this guy is different, and that influenced me a lot when I was producing, because there was a couple. Dre influenced me when I was producing, because there was certain his drum sounded so sharp, and the way
Dre's bad,
and RZA had that, and I was like, oh my gosh, and then.
Dre's got that.
It was Slim, you know. Slim played me. Slim said, "Play me a thing called Shaolin Secrets." Wow. And what it was all where RZA got the beats from. And there's certain ones he didn't really do that.
He didn't do much.
He just looped this part, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I've been trying to produce, because I'm thinking you actually just playing all that kind of thing, which kind of helped me anyway. But and then you kind of notice when RZA started trying to play. The music started sounding a bit weird, you get me? Like it was, bong bong and all that.
But I did like Bobby Digital. That was one of my favourite albums.
Yeah?
Bobby Digital.
So something about Barbie.
Rolling in your galaxy. And then the other one, my favorite one. You ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit. Your brother ain't shit. Your sister ain't shit.
You want a pound crab?
Yeah.
Let his bomb swing.
Fake.
With a punch a hole in your palm with his pointy ass ring.
Rings.
Yeah. But it was a case where RZA started like his rapping started getting messy because I'm a person I like to hear.
I'd rather beat my meat. That baggy ass pussy a starving dog wouldn't eat. Hey,
that's what it was crazy.
Domestic violence at
2-6. Even when he did the
outburst.
There was with the Grave Diggers as well. You get me? Because Reaper used to be
that's
my
before,
favorite.
innit?
Yeah, he used to be my favorite. He passed away as well.
What were they on though? What was all that grave digging thing about?
It was horror rap.
Horrorcore. What was that?
Yeah, it was
slightly demonic. What was going on?
Slightly demonic. It was very demonic, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was very demonic.
The demonic origins of
Wu-Tang. But it was a case where because it was Wu, you kind of allowed it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Who is your favourite artist? In general, like just in general.
In general.
That's a really gay question to ask.
You know,
who's your favourite rapper?
To
a rapper, you know you can't pick a favourite rapper. Like, what am I doing?
You can't. Like, it's crazy.
Even saying top 10 is sneaky still.
Yeah, it's sneaky. And I hate with the top 10 when people straight away, Tupac and Biggie, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the must
like,
tick.
I'm more like the, I'm from the school of, you know, you'd find an artist who's dope in it, and when hardly anybody knows about them.
Yeah.
You like them more.
Of course, yeah. When they get, of course, yeah. Once they get exposed.
But it's different times, because even right now, what I've been listening to, what I've been rocking right now is Bear Griselda.
Yeah.
Listening to Bear Griselda and them kind of thing. They're like Conway.
When you say Bear Griselda, you mean mainly Conway?
Mainly Conway.
Like that. Let's be real.
Yeah, mainly. Because it's funny because a lot of people will say Benny's the one, but I'm like, nah, man.
Nah, Benny's not the one over. I've never understood that. But Benny's okay, but nah, Conway's got his whole persona. Like I said, going back to the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
He's got his whole persona, backstory, origin story.
Yeah.
You can.
And he's just how he says it.
How he says it. Yes, that's
and it was Griselda that, because remember, I stopped producing for a while. I stopped rapping for a while. Because at the end of the day, you know, you look in the mirror, you're seeing grey hairs, and like, oh no, I don't want to be the old man in the club. But you know what? Music's an art form.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why, like, in the hip hop genre, you have people in rock and roll, and them man are all 70 and they're still doing their thing, and they're in the Hall of Fame and they're revered.
Yeah.
Where we're like, oh no, it's a young man's sport. But look at the young man.
I think that really depends on what you are doing music for.
Yeah.
If you're doing music for an image thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Or to copy, then cool. But if you're actually an artist and you're following the medium of your time, then why would you stop? You can't tell Van Gogh or Michelangelo when to stop painting. You know
true, but then a lot of people are in it for
the image and all that. Yeah,
and all that stuff.
Good luck to them.
You're not gonna hear me talking about flipping, moving bricks, and I'm gonna shoot you in your face, and I'm gonna do all that.
Even if you did all that.
Even if you did all that. Yeah, still. But like I said, what it was, like I said, with Griselda, when I started hearing them, because remember, them men are not, they're coming on to their 40s as well. Yeah. But they brought back the sound.
Yeah,
which I felt that had been lost.
Yeah.
You know, all this
grimy,
you know what I mean?
Grimy, Wu influenced, kind of just, I love it, man.
Yeah, and even down to like,
boom bap.
Because West Side Gun, he signed a guy called Rome Streets.
Rome Streets, right? Yeah.
Now with Rome Streets, when he was, because he was born over here and then went to America, came back over here when he was like 15. And he was with us, man. Yeah, I mean, we got bare songs with him. You know what I'm saying?
What was he known as then?
Tragic.
Yeah,
Tragic back then. And he, like I said, he was before his time anyway, because you hear him now, but he was cold back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see. Obviously, he's come over here.
He done a joint tape with someone that I was gonna put his name in the hat. Ransom.
Ransom.
I have to put his name in the hat.
MC.
You know, cause I feel like
he's bad.
Yeah, you have to put his name in the hat.
Definitely.
For dope lyricists.
Him. Who else is there? There's a few. Like I remember, like I said, RJ Payne as a bar.
He's throw his name in the hat as a dope lyricist.
He's dope. There's a few of them. Like I said, like you see, man, like Papoose. He started boring me because it's like
I didn't want to be the one to.
Yeah.
I was thinking I was gonna have to crush your whole thing. But we had this Papoose talk the other day.
He's boring to me.
And I was like, yeah, Papoose, and I was like, you know what? Papoose was alright, but I weren't trying to hear no rappers go through the alphabet. I didn't care about that.
It's
alphabetically, lyrically, B, the bubble, Babylon. C, a crumbling crumbles. The crumbly crumbles cowardly custard.
It's too much, bro.
Cowardly
I think more what it is like
this is Sesame Street. But pick him up though, because he had.
He's a dope MC, but he's not my kind of, you know what I mean, my chamber. You get me? Like I said, I listen to a Conway all day long.
Yeah.
I listen to even the Benny the Butcher. That Bron tune, it's mad. That Bron tune is crazy.
What about West Side Gun?
West Side Gun, I can't listen to a whole
cool, leave it.
project.
Yeah,
Hey
yeah.
yo!
I splashed the milk on I splashed the milk on my wallabies.
There was a spoof thing here. And then some guy was taking him off and he was ordering McDonald's.
Yeah.
He's like, can I get the soda? And can I get a McFlurry? Can I get it in a hurry? I get a Coke, not the type in the bottle with the one that up your nose. Like, but the thing is with Westside, I rate his thing like the car. He's created something. You know what I mean? He's just a dope.
People love him as well.
Yeah.
And we're just getting through a couple of artists just for the sake of it. 38 Special.
Bad man. He's got that kind of mad style. What he said, he's got that tune. Plus, I got the aura of a man that will come and shoot your daughter while she's watching Dora or something. But he's like I said, the project with him and Benny's. I like 38 Special.
Yeah,
I like 38 Special.
I ain't listened to that project yet.
Yeah, man, it's dope still.
Yeah.
Dope. But yeah, 38 Special.
UK, what's going on? Who?
UK, it's like crazy, innit? Like, for example, like I was listening to Gets.
Am I the best, bro?
Are you the best?
Let's cut to. Am I the best?
Within your mind.
Yeah, there you
Within
go.
your mind frame, you are.
There you go. Oh, he's now saying it's all in my mind.
Within your mind.
Yeah, me. I think I need to assert some kind of dominance.
But you got to be the best in your mind frame,
in terms of elderly hip hop.
Because I say I'm the best. You know what I'm saying?
I know you would say that though.
I would say I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I'd say Special's the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd say Cammy's the best.
Well, they're not really here to defend themselves.
But the thing is, like
put
I said,
their names in the hat.
But as I said, when I've seen you perform and I've heard your tunes, you do your thing there, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I mean? You definitely do your thing. That's why you need to hurry up and get some more music.
Yeah.
Help with that. You know what I mean? You're definitely dope. But in the UK, like I said, Gets, I listened to his album, dope. And before, I never used to like early Gets because it was like. You see this Gets now, dope. And it's like I like artists for different reasons. Like
Gets is sick.
His album's bad. Scraps, and it's crazy because Scraps has got such a laid back style. Yeah. But he's dope. You know, Scraps is dope. Pot of Paper's dope. I'm talking about the artists that are out there. As I said, my artist there, Cammy, it's gonna be a problem when he comes out. You know what I mean? And go check out. He's got 2 albums out at the moment. I think one of them is called Brenda's Baby. I think that one's 2020 Visional. You know, but those albums are out on Spotify. I'll go check that out. But it's hard to just pick an artist though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. It's a ridiculous question. Yeah. I'll be looking at people like, what am I supposed to select?
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, there's a lot. I think my thing is there's greater artists that are not known than ones that are known.
Outside of music, what's your interest?
I do videography. I put out a film maybe 5 years ago. Like I made a whole film from scratch.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called Fatherless. Fatherless Tanny, Tani.
Yeah.
And that came out of there was a lady called Tanny, and she used to put out like kind of what's what I'm looking for, motivational videos. Yeah. So she'd be talking about certain different subjects. She'd be doing spoken word. And at the time, she would kind of run them by me to see what I thought of them, just get my feedback on them. And there's one she did about fatherless, and talking about from a young Nubian boy's viewpoint of growing up without their dad. And I said, we can make a film out of that. So within the film, you've got the piece where she's written her spoken word piece, which is in there. But I shot the whole thing on a 650D Canon. And Jai will know that's a dead camera. I didn't have no boom mic, no sound. All the sound you heard from it was from the camera. I had no script. You know what I mean? And I managed to make a film, which I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, so that's one of my.
Where
my
is
passions.
is that? Can we see that anywhere?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
It's called Fatherless Tanny.
Tanny. So Fatherless, how you spell Fatherless,
Yeah.
and then TANI, and you can see that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it says that. I mean, I'm writing a book at the moment. The book's been going on for like maybe 7 years. You know what I mean?
What's the book about?
Basically, it's not to sound cliche, but it's about a youth who's in prison, he come out, and this what happens with him after coming out of prison, and how, I mean, what got him in prison in the first
What
place.
genre is it?
It would be crime,
Yeah.
crime kind of thing. But it's one of those ones I want to hurry up and finish it because I want to get out the narrative of a lot of the time when people are doing hood films or stuff. It's the same thing, bad man thing, rare man shooting this.
Yeah.
I want to get into like after I finish writing this book, I want to get into sci-fi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of
I
thing.
see you as a sci-fi man still.
Yeah, man, because
That's why I asked you what genre.
Yeah.
I can see you as a little
yeah,
sci-fi
because
man.
the reason for
You might
that.
have to add a little sci-fi spin to the end of
Yeah,
it.
no, that kind of wouldn't really fit into to you get me? And then after that,
you know, that's the type of
the
shit I
UFO
do.
came down and
Yeah.
but it's a thing where like the reason why I really want to, because what I found by writing this story, the power you feel because you control everything that's happening within this story. You're controlling whether something good happens to that person or bad happens to that person or in between.
Yeah.
Like you're knitting the whole thing together. So I think to have the power where, but you're limited to reality. You know what I mean? We're limited to a reality basis. You know what I mean? You're not gonna say, oh, then the car came in and then it flew in the sky and flew to Australia. So it sounds mad. Whereas in the sci-fi, you're creating a whole universe.
And all the rules, you
all
can
the
bend
rules
the
there,
rules, you can do whatever.
So I think that the power in writing. So yeah, this writing, like videography, that's.
Are you good at art?
Do you know what's man? I can draw, you know. I can draw, but I think that's with anybody, any creative. I think they've got that. I mean, I'm not as good as I used to be.
I think it was your glasses that made me ask that.
Am I glasses are to make me see, bro.
Yeah, but you know you can see what you're drawing.
Yeah, no, it's mad. But, I'm not as good as there's certain artists. I'm looking at how the hell did you do that? But I can draw, man. Same as I'm assuming you can draw as well. No,
I can create art. I got one of my pieces of art over there, and that I can create art.
Bring that to
I
the
got an
camera.
artistic eye.
Yeah.
I can.
But it's because you're from the creative space.
But
man,
in
so
terms of like straight, just drawing something,
Yeah.
depends on what it is.
yeah, me too.
It depends,
Me
but
too.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I'd rather create it. I'd rather do some other shit. Give me some pastels and some other shit. Some paint I'll splash there and rare smudge the paint.
Yeah.
And it'll just look different, but it will be that.
Well, like I said, anything you put on page is for somebody to have a objective viewpoint on his art. You know what I mean? Like I said, when you see certain I remember going to an art gallery and
Yeah, that's what they're called.
seeing the thing where it's a red square. It was just a red square on a page.
Brother.
I remember looking at it like, what the hell is this? My daughter could draw
Bro.
it. Yeah? And the man's like, no, but the strokes and the angle of the vernacular
I
structure.
went to where's that place called? Is it the Tate? Like Tate Modern or whatever the other day, and literally there's a box, a brown cardboard box that goes up this conveyor belt on an angle, and then falls back down, boom, 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 and then the conveyor belt picks it back up, and it's got stuff inside of it going ding 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 ding.
What's
That's
the piece
it.
called? What's the piece called?
Do you know what? I don't even know what the name was. I vlogged it. I filmed it on my vlog and that. Yeah, that was it. That's the art. And you know what? I actually stood there and watched it for a bit. I stood there and watched it.
But the thing is, I think the art is the questions you ask yourself about the actual piece.
Yeah.
So that little conversation you're having when you're observing it,
That's it.
Is the part of the art because it's
Stimulated you. Yeah.
It's funny because, like I said, one of the singles that's going to be on my album coming out called "No Guns in Heaven."
Jeez,
Like,
no guns in heaven.
No Guns in Heaven, like that song, like, and I got to big up Malik as well from MD7 because he brought it to my attention. There was the Royal Art Academy.
Yeah.
There was a piece called Entangled Past. Did you see that? It's called Entangled Past. So basically, it had a table, it was like a black and gold table, like so it was black and gold, and it had statues around it.
Where was that?
That was like the Royal Art Academy outside it.
Is it still there?
No, and that's why. That's why when obviously I've shot one scene for it already, and that I had to get a scene.
It's got like Nelson Mandela,
no,
Garvey,
Garvey, Selassie, Harriet Tubman.
Yeah. All the Masons.
Yeah. But there was a couple, but I had to get that view. I had to get that scene in it. So yeah, man.
Everyone there, all of them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean that was like I said, and that
That's
was a because even shooting on that day because it was me, Special, and Attitude, my brother Attitude, bless Attitude, and we was trying to get the scenes, but every time we were trying to get a little bit of space, people to get some camera to get me. But it was
I'd like to direct with you one day. Still.
I think that would be.
Because I've done some directing myself for that.
I've seen your directing because even your videos. What's that? The video where you start and the boy's got the ball or something.
Yeah. Mad videos, the madman thing.
But that's what makes me know what's in that mind.
Yeah.
So I'm up for that, bro.
Yeah. We could direct some stuff and create some art and that. Well, now we're in the building, you know. Big up man like Maverick.
Yeah.
You know, we got microphones and lights, and we're
It's
building up. You get me?
It's actually funny because I don't want to give it too much away, but I had an idea for a film. And I've started writing for it as well, and the idea was the backing for it was like Romeo and Juliet, but you got a black brother and an Asian girl. Because you know, there's the culture.
Yeah. She gonna get chopped up or sent in the barrel.
It was a case
where killed.
And so it's a case where I'm using the Romeo and Juliet not killed, unalived. Unalived. So it's a case where I'm using that backdrop as the, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, like I said, you can get involved in that. And we can
Masala cross lovers.
Masala cross lovers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Look at the Asian family. Yeah, man. You know, like, you get caught with a black brother, it's peak.
It's peak. But as I said, we were there because obviously you said Biggie or Tupac, so is there any more of that?
Nah, not really, you know. Not, there's not really no more.
By the way, I changed my answer to Tupac, yeah? Cool.
Nah, you already
changed, man. It's changed. I don't care. It's changed. We're going to edit it up. It's changed.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Tupac.
No, but saying that,
Yeah.
Saying that, wait, let me go back.
Cut.
No, let's saying that. Saying that. I saw one thing the other day,
Yeah.
With a young Tupac. And he was looking mad.
Yeah, had the ear in his ear.
He was looking and he was talking all coy and I'm like, oh yes. And I mean, it's like
sometimes we can take the code switching too far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what I would say is this: I would never vouch for an artist, another man, another person, in terms of like going through the process of fandom and idolatry. I think Tupac was my chance to actually disassociate with the whole celebrity or star, or oh, he's a rapper, or he does this, or because, you know, if Tupac said, don't fuck with Mage, I wouldn't fuck with you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He had that kind of power musically, because he was like an archetype that was designed for a man like me. Rebellious, fuck the system, you know what I'm trying to say?
It's crazy because, alright, so he was in the industry for how long? 8 years, 9 years, and in that time of the 8 and 9 years, he did a lot.
Loads.
But it's certain things you've heard. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not there, and you're only going off what people say, you're not getting the full thing for yourself. But it's a case where after, obviously, what's the film called again? Juice. After Juice. It's like he was Bishop from that.
Well, this is what people say. My main thing is I don't care about none of that. Yeah. I love this music. He said this in that tune. He said da. Oh my God, da. Like that's where I was at. So to come out of that as you grow and mature, and then you question, because I started questioning things, questioning, you know, the fabric of reality, the nature of God and myself and relationships. What is love? What is rare? The purpose of life. So obviously, while you're questioning all these things, who's a rapper? A rapper forget question too, and then you look and say, "Right, you're just part of Babylon yourself."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's happening more and more.
So like,
now.
you hear me bust joke about Garvey and them being Masons. To some people, they can't fathom.
Yeah.
They can't disassociate with all these things that are tailor-made to stroke our egos and make us feel good. But for me now, I'm an iconoclast. So yeah, Tupac had to get, like, I'm not going to say bonfire on Tupac, but like, I don't give a damn about no Tupac. Nice tunes and that.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a damn.
True.
Especially when you see beneath the surface and you start looking at what's actually going on. So I went to see a video of Tupac, Guani, movie like that. Like, it's like, I'm not even surprised. Nothing can't shock me.
The thing is, like I said, like loads of artists that you revered and thought were put up there, now these days you're starting to see the breakdown. And that's
why it was a mistake. It was a foundation on sand in the first place. probably designed for this later on controlled demolition that would leave you with a void. If you hadn't established your own sense of being, that could leave a man with a void of, oh my God, all my role models are, I've gone weird and they've all...
I want to say this though, like, do you think that if the internet was around about them times when the artists that we held highly was around then, we would have saw the cracks earlier?
Maybe, but there'd be someone else that we'd be more infatuated with or cared. Like, I mean, they haven't stopped the system of like idolatry and giving up your power to a tertiary source. That is how society is designed. So they'd always, it's going to be a politician that you vote for. Yeah. And if it ain't it's going to be a religious leader. Yeah. And if it ain't a religious leader, it's going to be a businessman.
It's going to be a businessman. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Still,
everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Because like I said, even
template,
even seeing like pictures of Busta Rhymes and some very questionable attire as well. But it's just I don't know.
I know. It's a part of your nostalgia that gets shitted on, but at the same time, good for you. Yeah. Good. Show me, expose it all, so I can detach from all of this. Yeah. Detach, because you got to detach, bro. Yeah. And make sure that none of this is part of your personality or your identity. It's just things you experience. True. So you can observe.
And as I said, so like in relations to artists, like when you were saying which artists, then like detaching from all those kind of things there. Someone who I actually speak to, because I actually speak with Evan Reezer, really. And remember, he had a brain aneurysm, so he kind of had to learn to walk again. Is it? So there's a thing on Amazon Prime, and he's got up there talking about it as well. Okay. And just a documentary on it, and it was so him, because like listening to his music and actually speaking with him, to see him as not as just an artist or voice, but as a somebody person. I've spoken to, and when we've spoken, and the energy I pick up from him. You got authentic, proper, authentic. Also, another artist that I kind of revered high was Cool G Rap as well. That was one of my favorites as well. Still,
yeah, big up Cool G Rap. He was sick. He is sick,
and he was the kind of the essence of like Big Pun. Yeah. Certain other rappers with that kind of rapid fire style was him still.
Cool G Rap. I had an album of Cool G Rap when I was in jail. This is where I really got to study all this music, and there was one album where it was like a later down album where I just kind of discovered it. This guy was shelling. I need to find that album. He's just shelling.
Even his
song with in a different way
on Mobb Deep, the Mobb Deep tune, what he did with them. Oh, blood. Yeah. All they say, racial man, they only hate you.
He's a shellers. You're right when you talk about that pun kind of flow. And
yeah, that's because I think there was a thing where he said that Big Pun when he saw him, kneeled down and kissed his ring. You get me? Because he was like, "Yo, you're the," you know what I mean? Pause, you know what I mean? But he depended on that you take.
Nah, it's cool. Eating anyway, don't kneel down. But yeah, man. Don't kneel down. Don't kiss rings. No, alright. So alright. So we're gonna wrap this. Take it away. Tell them anything you need to tell them.
Alright. So once again, obviously, this is the reverse of what we had before, because I interviewed Jedi on my show, which is Major Talented Ones, which will be starting again next month. Also, obviously, got the album Cascade coming out. Look out for that. Look out for, as I said, Talifa's single Major Arcana. Look out for Diggy Ussel's project that I produced. Look out for Slime, Cammy Slime. That one there's, you know what I mean. Also, Anne Marie's a dope singer. We've got some work coming out. Just keep your eyes peeled. Goldsmith's album. Look out for GI. Hail up Cino. Hail up Eldon. City, Mac, Killer Dread. Just anybody deal with it who's affiliated with you. One. Big up Jedi, big up Slim, big up Early.
If anyone wants to get in contact with you for any reason,
you can follow me on at Mage Viso on Instagram. That's at MAGEVIZO. Also got the at Mage Viso Beats as well. So that's MAGEVIZO Beats. And then if anyone wants to get on the Major Talent One show, you know what I mean, follow me.
Me and you're gonna get some freestyling done. You're gonna
get some freestyling done, bro.
I'm gonna be under his wing. You get me? Because he's a freestyler.
This guy, he's a barra though. Don't listen to him.
I'm gonna be practicing freestyling. We're gonna do a little freestyling segment at some point where I get people down to just freestyle some beats.
That always, man.
Yeah, because he's a beast with that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming down.
Come on, man.
Right now, you're my first guest.
Yeah, and
I don't know if you'll be the first one that I put up. You probably will, because I'm eager like that.
But then now you've just said he's the first guest, and
it don't matter, man. It don't matter. But yeah, man, I appreciate your presence, my brother.
My brother.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, like, I just wish you strength and growth. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Healing energy.
Yeah, man.
And I believe that, you know, you're yet to make the impact that you was designed to make.
I feel that, man, as I said, and
you know,
R.I.P. my daughter Naira. I say her name clearly, Naira. She was my heartbeat right there. So yeah, man, and thank you for allowing me to, you know what I mean? Because like I said, it's hard to talk about it. But I felt comfortable talking about it. And anybody who wants to reach out to me, going through similar things or in anything that you've heard today, make sure you do either contact Jedi or contact myself.
Yeah, don't contact me, Mage Viso. Don't contact me, man. I hear you. I hear you, like, you get me? I'm joking, but if you want to be a guest, you want to come have a conversation, do you know what I mean? I'm going to holler at Mage to come down and you know, co-pilot with me from time to time.
Yeah, man,
this is
a
broski. But yeah, I appreciate it. Big up to man like Maverick behind the buttons. And you get me? We out.